VOLS are back.
Yeah. Money make the world go round. I'm trying to get it all right now. Everybody worry about the crown being. Look, homie, I'm the man right now. Talking to a peon, kind of time we on. Jump pro like the kind of take eons. Got a little buzz, it's time to go beyond. Can't look back, no time to hit rewind. Yeah, she wants to do S-class. I'm like, boo, you must ask. They pour way too much in your glass. Just move your hips like a whole up class. Hit the gab, I talk that gap. Strut like up, man, I walk that shit. When I'm up, that's it. I'ma start living reckless. Get that bag, I'ma walk like this. Yeah, I'ma walk like this. Hit that lane, I'ma walk like this. Walk in the spot, but they all get lit. Tell them on flow, let me talk my shit. Every song bang, when they drop in hit. Stand on the man, post stop, no miss. Over your head, next time, don't slip. Play your part, better read that script. Yeah, I'ma walk like this.
Uh-oh. I screwed up, boys. My apologies. Okay, now we have audio. My apologies to everybody watching. Okay, so I was talking to a brick wall for the past few minutes. Shout out to the people for letting me know. Oopsies. Good call. Good. Thanks, Lucas, for letting me know.
I guess that's why you call it Squidtard.
Okay, that's low blow, but all right. Okay, I guess we'll start from the top then. Okay, so what I asked the people over here, the co-hosts, and I'll ask it to every Vol fan in the comment section too. What do they have to say now?
Yeah, probably nothing like I just said. We kind of shut them up. We shut up and shut down their offense for the most part.
But the fake crowd noise, though.
Actually, I was thinking about tweeting this, and I don't know if I should probably say what I was going to say about. You know how they were calling Jermod McCoy Island or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say call him Epstein Island the way he's mishandling.
Stop. Enough. I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Sorry.
We got to get back on track here. We're being thrown off a brick wall, aren't we?
Boya with the dark humor,
jumping off a cliff. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Where do we start? Okay, first off, I guess I'll start out with the intro again. Oi, fellow comrades, it is Squidtard here along my boys, Mr. Lucas Sharp and Julio Rodriguez, and welcome to another episode of the VOLS podcast. As you can tell, we're not professionals here because, because this dumbass's joke, And secondly, because for the first 5 minutes of the show, my mic was muted. So big time superstar over here. Anyway, you didn't miss much. All we did was clown AJ McCarron with a K for crying about the Tennessee fake crowd noise. Did the fake crowd noise screw over Alabama? Did the fake crowd noise? The fake crowd noise? Was the crowd too much for you, AJ McCarron? Not only was he, he's yapping about Alabama, saying all they care about is TikTok. Yeah. What they should be caring about is the fake crowd noise at Tennessee. You're right. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say about that. Like, how do you respond to that?
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. Alabama, what? I can't believe this. Alabama is now on a downward spiral, and it's hilarious.
Is this the fastest? Is this the fastest downfall? Like, this seems like speed running, ending a dynasty.
Might be.
Yeah.
For matters, for the sake of us over here, did you guys know that Alabama's current coach is winless against Josh Heupel in Tennessee?
Yeah, he's also winless against the state of Tennessee in general.
How's that fake statistic working out, though? Or it's not even a fake. How's that statistic, that cherry-picked statistic Bama fans are rolling around with? How's that working out for him? So I really, really want to know. Remember, we won like 16 of the last 17 with Nick Saban and you know what Nick Saban is now? He's on college game day. He ain't coming back.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want to come back. You guys suck.
Yeah, Bama fans finding out real hard that DeBoer ain't nowhere close to Saban.
Well, Nick Saban would have made adjustments at halftime.
Yeah, Nick Saban wouldn't have lost to freaking Vanderbilt.
Yeah, no. Nick Saban wouldn't have lost to Vanderbilt. And they certainly have let Malachi Moore do what he did in the Vandy game. I got kicked the football, and I'm gonna big man.
He
also threw his mouthpiece.
Oh, yeah. He also wouldn't have allowed the one dude on the Alabama staff to walk in with a cigar in his mouth already. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
You know what really went wrong with Alabama?
What was that?
Ever since they let Roll Tide Willie come to their practices,
I got a short about that. I'll play that real quick.
It's been downhill ever since they let him attend the practices.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into do something with that. Let's see. I remember I uploaded a short in the summer literally about that because I saw him dry humping the friggin' mascot, and I was like, I gotta make something about this. Okay, before that, though, let's go ahead and reach out to the comment section. Of course, a bunch of you guys, Even Odd, Hudson Dean, Young Man Connor, Even Odd, Raw for a Reason, Sven Kreuzberg, and Lane. How's everybody doing tonight? A lot of you were pointing out that I was muted earlier, so thank you for that. All right. Let's see. Young Man Connor. Ryan Williams is the youngest player to ever lose to Tennessee. Yeah, he got boxed up all night by Jermod McCoy. Boxed up.
Was that Ryan Williams' first game of the season without having a touchdown?
No, he had a touchdown.
He did. He had a touchdown.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
he got one on Ricky Gibson.
Yeah, Jermod McCoy was not covering him at that point.
Thing is, Ricky Gibson still covered him really well.
Yeah, no, he got
that was just a good catch.
It was. It's the same thing with Dante Thornton at the end of the game where he caught that insane catch at the end of the game that put us up 21-17.
No, that was Brazil. Dante Thornton was the one that caught the over the shoulder.
He was wearing. I thought he was wearing number 1, so that's why I immediately thought of Dante Thornton.
I think Brazil wears 11. That's probably why. Or no, Brazil wears 11.
No,
I think
he wore 11 before. He was wearing 17 in the game, so it must have switched.
Oh, all right. I thought it was 11, but
hey, speaking of 17, did y'all know Ryan Williams is 17? I thought it was very important to let everybody know.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that joke, Gurley.
No way! No! Whoa! Oh God! Oh my gosh! We got a lot to go over tonight for the show.
Yeah, I almost had a heart attack right there.
Okay.
Yeah, Savannah, by the way, Squid, that recap college day was awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love doing
Oh
that. I was
yeah,
up
I got
until
to
3
watch the
a.m. though.
recap too. It was good. I literally just got done watching it like an hour ago.
Nice. Yeah, no, that one took me a while to do. I was up until 3 a.m. last night finishing it. So for the people on the Patreon, I apologize for getting that out late. I swear I'll get it out on time next week. Because Tennessee's not playing, I'm not going to be having a heart attack throughout the entire thing, so I'll have more time to script that. But yeah, we've got a lot to go over for tonight's show. Obviously, we are not officially affiliated with the University of Tennessee. We're just big time Tennessee Vol fans over here, and that's all that matters over here. So whether or not you're a fan of the Tennessee Vols, or if you're just a college football fan, we're glad to have you over here as always. And once it gets time for basketball, we'll be taking care of that too on here. But for now, this isn't really all that scripted. There really isn't much to go over other than the college football games of the week. So. Yeah, not much else to do. All right, now, if you would excuse me real quick, there is something I need to play for everybody before we get the ball rolling. Lucas brought this up a few minutes ago, and now I know for a fact I have to play it. Let's see. Present. Oh, wait, you won't be able to hear the audio. Hold on. So, yeah, this... This is where everything started to fall for Alabama.
What the hell? Brother, hold on, man. Hold on, man. Please. What the hell?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually saw that whenever you released it. I was
Like, that's the only time I have ever felt bad for Big Al.
Yeah, bro. That was wrong. Just the way that entire thing was wrong. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I saw Ryan Williams painted his fingernails orange. If he hits the portal, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying much, but all I'm saying is, there's a wide receiver core that would gladly have him on there.
They said the reason he does that is because his sister or something. I don't know. I think his sister chooses the color, and then he lets his sister do it. Which, I mean,
I'm sure.
I don't know.
Obviously, it's not related to anything. The game.
Yeah, I know.
That's still pretty funny.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, it's just bad timing, bad choice of color after the game. You know, Alabama fans are gonna, get on them after that. They probably wouldn't have cared, if they were 7-0 and in the driver's seat for a playoff, but they're not. So
they're not, right? They won't be. Yeah, no.
Yeah, with that loss, Bama might actually be out of the playoffs.
Yeah, not necessarily,
certain, but it does mean they have to win out, and it's going to be really hard to, because hold up.
They got Mizzou. They got Mizzou this week, I think, don't they? They don't have a bye week.
Yeah, they have to play Missouri.
Yeah. It's Missouri, and then I'm confident Alabama could win out, except for at LSU.
I don't
break it that determines how their season progresses.
Honestly, I don't think they're going to beat LSU.
God, I just want them to not have a 10-win season because I just want them to not have a 10-win season just because it would. You know how bad that would piss off that fan base of breaking their streak of 10 win seasons.
Yeah, they're already fed up with them. They're talking about we got to fire him for somebody else who's much better than him. Yeah, no, they're on.
Yes, please fire him and hire someone else, please.
Right. So something that we'll go ahead and get into the game because that's where we're in the middle of talking about. Something that I really enjoyed was, of course, Lucas over the weekend, as well as Sifs and my buddy John Magnetti, all came over to watch the game, and we did a live show together. And for 4 hours, it was us mostly talking about random stuff, but we also, of course, reacting to the game. I was losing my mind through half of it, but of course, I was also really, really hyped up when they did stuff. And yeah, I'd like to present some of those moments before we kick off the show, because daggum, they were hilarious. So, Lucas, where do you did you go back and watch any of the stream that we did?
Yeah, I did. The part that I've rewatched the most was when we was doing after the defensive pass interference, and I was like, "It's about to be a President's Day miracle."
Yeah, that was the first touchdown that we had. That was the one that tied the game.
Yeah, I personally thought that was the funniest part of the stream.
Man, that's God
so,
save the Queen.
So I want to say something about this game. So like literally right before it went to halftime, I was at my uncle's house, of course, like always, because that's who I watched the game with. And I literally just got in my car, went and got something to eat, and came back. And it was like the middle of the third quarter or whatever. So I didn't even see like a good for half of the third quarter because I was like so mad. I was like, I'm just gonna go for a quick drive and get something to eat because I can't stand this fucking offense right now.
They're gonna make you work. They're gonna make you kind of really test your patience this season. It wasn't like 2022 where they were scoring 5 million points. So like whenever the defense would screw it up, the offense would go right back out there and score, so you wouldn't stress as much. Nah, here they're gonna make you. They're going to make you stress because every time the offense steps on the field, you have no idea whether they're getting ready for a run up the middle on 3rd and 8.
Well, the thing is, I didn't think our offense was really that bad. Like
in the second half, it was fine.
Well, the first half, like we would start out good, and then we would either make dumb decisions or we would just turn the ball over. And I'm like, can you guys please stop turning the ball over? Like, especially when you get down towards the end zone. Like, stop turning it over. Okay, and I get why Samson, like, that was Samson's first fumble of his career. Okay. Stuff happens. Okay, I can understand that. But, like, how many times has Nico thrown an interception in the red zone? Now, one of those was because he was hit and had, practically just went straight to the guy. That really wasn't his fault, but he's thrown a lot of red zone interceptions that weren't because of something like that.
Right.
He just makes dumb decisions.
Definitely something we have to work on. But I did see, and I'm sure everybody else saw, in the second half, this offense looked way more refined. And I think a lot of that was due to Nico being a lot more comfortable in the pocket. And we actually developed a semblance of an offense. And I've been saying it all season long. This team, with Nico, a true freshman at quarterback, he's a true freshman, he's a redshirt freshman. With a redshirt freshman at quarterback in his first season starting, it'll get progressively better over the course of the season. So we will be way better offensively at the end of the year than we will be at the start of it. So if we're in the playoffs and we're at our best offensively and the defense is still going strong, watch out. Watch out.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say is that I think one of the reasons we had more success, especially, is because we finally started to go back to the 12 personnel, which kind of worked for us great in the NC State game and some parts of the Oklahoma game. Like that's when like a bunch of our best plays came from. Was just the 12 personnel package, and I kept on didn't understand why we just abandon it because we run the ball better in that formation. We pass the ball better.
Yeah,
we gets our tight ends involved. I'm like, why are we not? I'm not saying you have to do every play in that formation, but
right. What's going on, Hover Billy Paw? Congratulations on Clemson getting to a bowl eligibility. They're 6-1 right now. We'll see how that. We'll see. The ACC's playing out pretty interesting. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more in a minute. First, I'm not going to have enough time to play all the highlights from the stream, but I did want to show our reaction to the Will Brooks interception that sealed the deal before we move on to the next topic. So, just as a warning to everyone watching, I'm going to keep it sort of low so that way it doesn't blow up your eardrums, but I have no idea how loud this is going to be, so all I'm gonna say is be prepared. Lucas knows. Lucas knows how hype we got. So
Yeah, we was pretty loud. I'm surprised nobody got mad.
nobody would have gotten mad. We got all hyped up. All hyped up. And I'm sure they were hyped up downstairs too. Yeah, we were watching this, of course, in the same room that I'm doing the show in. It was pretty cramped, but we had a really, really fun time. Okay, yeah. This was hilarious. So, yeah. Milrow, back to pass. Looking. Still looking all day to throw. Gets it off. Let's go! Baby! Yeah! Brian Denny North, right? Brian Denny North! What? Brian Denny North? We did it! Brian Denny beats Targaryen nuts! We did it, man! We did it! We're so back! We're so back!
Oh God!
We're so back, baby!
Hey, K-Win the Bozo! K-Win the Bozo!
Bro, what happened? I thought it was Brian Denny North. What happened? Brian Denny North, right? Right?
Oh,
2 in a row,
God.
son!
Hey, I thought you played in tougher environments like this. I thought you played.
Oh
that
God!
That was absolutely groundbreaking. Just a very, very exciting stream from start to finish. And yeah, Bryant Denny North. That's what I don't get. Alabama fans are calling it Bryant Denny North after we beat them the last time they rolled into Neyland. I wonder if they're saying that now, two times in a row. That ain't Bryant Denny North.
No, they're pumping in.
Next year.
They're pumping in crowd noise.
It's going to be Neyland South.
Also, I also want to say that Tennessee is also the first team to beat Alabama 40 times. Just wanted to point that out.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Huffer Billy Paul is in doomer mode. I'm prepared we lose. To who? Who y'all playing? We'll figure that out in a second. So yeah.
What, are y'all playing Miami?
No, they don't play Miami. They play Pitt towards the end of the season, but they don't play them this week.
Also, I know Alabama fans were also making fun of them storming the field or whatever, which I'm kind of iffy on it. But here's the thing: it was started by the recruits, which is a good sign for me at least. Would be a good sign for me at least that the recruits apparently did it.
I heard a recruit instantly, after we got the win, he actually committed after the game.
Yeah, that was Tyson Bacon. I know Tyson Bacon did. I don't know if anyone else did.
The other guy, but I need to bring up my A game though because I got to talk about recruiting on here too. So,
but the other thing though that I was gonna say is that Alabama fans are like, well, we've never stormed the field. Yeah, you never stormed Brian Denny, but you've stormed Legion Field many times because you never played your big games until about the mid 2000s when you started to get good again. Is when you finally start playing your big games at Brian Denny. I don't want to hear it. Which is why Brian Denny is not that good of an environment.
And it doesn't even matter because
I'm
the
just
whole
gonna
thing's just copium anyway. The whole thing is copium. Anyway, before we roll into the other games of the week, I did want to take a moment to talk about this jackleg, who I had a lot of respect for before I saw this, but now I'm not so sure. Did any of you guys see what Joel Klatt had to say about us?
I have not.
I saw the thing about the making fun of the victory cigar thing.
Yeah,
even though
play this.
We've been doing that since they had been doing it since the '60s, and it wasn't even Tennessee that started it.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna play this real quick, and then you'll see exactly what he says. So this is what Joel Klatt had to say about Tennessee after the win, he makes a complete ass of himself.
You know what I mean? And by the way, someone needs to teach the kids at Tennessee. By the way, kids, you shouldn't smoke cigars, but if you're going to, you don't light them with matches.
What do you
there
light
was so
them with,
much wrong
smartass?
with that. Tennessee, come on.
Funny thing, you actually, if you don't,
hold on. You can, after it's done, you can talk. I'm sorry. It's almost
There was
done.
so much wrong with that. Tennessee, like, come on. Vandy is kicking your butt in celebration. Sorry, but it's true. You don't know how to light your victory cigars. You probably shouldn't storm the field because Saban ain't over there in the first place. And it's like your offense is probably still not good enough. But let's get to it. You know what I mean?
Offense is still not good enough. What do you want from us, buddy? All right. Yeah,
We literally put up, what, 20?
Yeah.
We literally put up over 20 points in the second half.
Get
Our
this
offense
clown
would
off
have.
my screen.
Like,
But-
I mean,
but-
I understand, like using a lighter is probably like the more acceptable option, but still, there's nothing wrong with using a match.
Well, actually, if you don't have like a lighter or something like that, the best thing to use is a match for a cigar.
Really?
I think so.
The entire
he's
thing
he's
that
wrong
makes
about
The
that.
entire thing that makes that entire clip for me is the disrespect he put when he went, victory cigars? What's the point of that?
Also, funny thing, it wasn't even Tennessee that started it. It was started after Alabama broke a 5-game skid to Tennessee in the '60s. And funny enough, it was started by Alabama trainer who was a Tennessee alum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and of
Wait.
course he tweeted out today. He said, "Love you, Vol fans, bro." At this point is just engagement farming. But now the entire Vol fan base has turned against him. And in due time, I'll let this stuff go. But a lot of these people are never going to let it go. It's going to be Lane Kiffin all over again. They're going to remember exactly word for word everything that
Or
I said.
Pat Ford, or insert
Pat
other
Forday,
journalist.
Pat Forday continuously makes himself look like a jackass. So
Or
it's
Joe
like-
Lenardi.
Or what's the other one? David Ubben.
Yeah, bro.
Of the Athletic.
Joe Klatt. More than likely he must have had some money on Bama. He definitely has some money on him because bro is hurting bad. Like that was personal. Bro was mad, like really really mad. It's like when you know what? No. I was gonna bring up something else.
Oh, are you? Well, I think was you gonna bring up what happened in the Texas game?
No. That's a whole different
Oh.
thing. It's stuck with Tennessee, but it's like when a bunch of people. And I was thinking of one person in particular, but a lot of people, specifically people outside of the Tennessee fan base, even if they win big games like these, it doesn't matter. Bama sucks. You still suck. Georgia's going to beat you by 11 million points. It's that all over again.
Oh no! Whenever I said that, I thought you were gonna say that Joe Cladd or some people always are in his comments. If he has a bad take, they just post a picture of him getting lit up in the Texas Colorado game in like the 2000s when they lost like 70-3.
Yeah, this is also the same guy that back when we were doing our coaching search before Heupel, he was like, I hope no one takes that job because that fan base doesn't deserve anybody.
I thought that was Coward. Maybe that was him.
No, it was. It
Oh.
was Blatt.
Okay, it was.
It was on Colin Coward's show though.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Right. But yeah, no, this guy continually makes an ass of himself and trolls Tennessee fans, and then when they give it back to him, it's literally AJ McCarron all over again. And people wonder why Tennessee fans are just so obnoxious. It's because you antagonize these people, and then when they give it back to you, you play the victim and like, oh my gosh, they're tackling me. They're being mean. Why won't they respect my opinion? Grr, wah. Hey, you wah. That's all I gotta say to you, buddy. You can take whatever money you had on Alabama and shove it straight up your sphincter. Okay, let's roll into some of the other topics for today. So, last week was, of course, a pretty interesting week of football. Every single week from this point onward is going to be a crazy week of football. Upsets, big time games. Let's talk about the biggest news of the week. So, in case you haven't watched College Football Chaos, the newest one that I dropped today, I gave, instead of giving a team clown of the week, I went ahead and gave SEC officials clown of the week because the job that they put up against both Alabama and the Tennessee game, and then the Georgia-Texas game was just completely insane. Like, beyond all sense of rationality. And I'm specifically talking about the Georgia-Texas game, and everybody knows what I'm referring to. The pass interference penalty, all the Texas fans are throwing on the field immediately. They compared it to Tennessee and the whole ordeal. But the part that everybody's being, up in arms about, and this makes sense, of course, the pass interference call was blatantly idiotic, moronic, and it was a horrible call. A horrible penalty flag. It made no sense at all. So when they reversed it eventually, it was the right call. But pass interference is an irreversible penalty. You can't review it or reverse it once the call is made. Once the flag is thrown, that's it. It's in the rule book. So they blatantly said, screw the rule book. These 19-year-olds that are throwing bottles on the field are making me very, very scared. So we're going to overturn this pass interference call and blatantly ignore the rules. That's absolutely insane. And if they can do that with zero consequences, what makes you think they won't break any rules in the future? So it's a very, very, very bad look on the SEC and the SEC officials.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but I think Kirby was right in post game. I don't know if y'all saw his comments.
Oh yeah, no, Kirby lit into him, yeah, and rightfully so. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I hate him, but I mean...
ACC refs are really bad, too. Miami fans are really pissed at me right now. You should see the comments on the Chaos video. You don't know football! You've never even watched a Miami game, grrr! Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay. The Miami fans are really, really pressed about me calling them out for being bailed out by refs. Am I wrong?
I mean, at this point, I think Clemson might just reign supreme at the ACC for all of eternity because FSU has decided to destroy their football program.
Yeah.
And Miami cannot seem to beat a team without refs.
Pitt. They got to beat Pitt. If they don't beat Pitt, they're not making it to the ACC championship.
I mean, I know, but I'm saying I'm just looking at like how teams are playing right now. Not saying Pitt's not good, but maybe Pitt proves me wrong. Also, before I guess we move on to the next thing, I want to say, what about all three of Johnny Majors' former coaching stops, like head coaching stops, doing good this year? You have Tennessee. Almost all of them are in the top 25, and 2 of them are undefeated, and Tennessee only has 1 loss. Because he coached at Iowa State, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee.
That is why? I was gonna ask why do you know that, but how do you know that?
All I know is that Johnny Majors, he did coach at Pitt. That's all I know.
No, he coached at Iowa State before that. I'm being serious. You can look it up. He coached at Iowa State.
We're not disagreeing with you. I just think that's funny.
Oh no, but I just wanted to point that out. I just thought it was kind of cool. All three of Johnny Majors' coaching stuff doing good.
Right. Lane says, honest opinion, what do you think of DJ Lagway? Also, nice one over Bama. Thank you, first of all. And secondly, DJ Lagway might be the guy to save Billy Napier Billy Napier. I hope he saves Billy Napier's job. But, yeah, Lagway, that big win over Kentucky, they desperately needed that. And I think from this point onward, Florida, they're not going to win out. Nothing like that has ever happened. No. But they got to win the 2 of the next 5 of their games to be bowl eligible, and I think if they do that, I think they're going to keep Napier for another year. So they've got to beat Georgia, Texas on the road, Ole Miss at home, and LSU at home. And then, of course, they got to play Florida State.
Wait, did you say Ole Miss?
Yes.
I mean, they could beat
Ole Miss, and they should beat Florida State. If they don't beat Florida State, I'm sorry.
Ole Miss is definitely a winnable game, so I could definitely see them doing that. And Lagway looked pretty good. He wasn't impressive by any means, but I think he's better than Graham Mertz, and is better for the long term.
Well, I think Graham Mertz is probably more consistent. Like a more better I think you get what I'm trying to say. Like better, just from pass attempt to pass attempt. But of course, DJ Lagway's got way more talent, and
And
he's got a way
yeah,
higher ceiling, and
Mertz
he's
is
way
capped
younger.
out.
So,
Yeah. So, um,
but that's what I was gonna say with Lagway is that I don't know. Like, if Billy gets fired, does he transfer?
that's why I don't think they're getting rid of him. Lagway came here from Napier, so if he goes, then I could definitely see Lagway hitting the portal.
And like, I mean, what? Who are they gonna try to hire? I guess you could try to hire Kurt Signetti, but would he
Lane
really want
Kiffin.
to come to Florida?
Lane Kiffin.
Like, I mean,
But
yeah,
hey,
Lane Kiffin makes the most
Imagine how
sense.
funny it would be if they beat Ole Miss this season, still fire Billy Napier, then bring the coach that they beat to come coach Florida. That would be
yeah,
hilarious.
That
that would be,
would be a Scott Strickland move if I've
yeah,
ever seen one.
Absolutely, that is a Scott
it
Strickland
would be
move.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, they ain't hiring Kurt Cignetti because he's what 75 years old.
Well, that's the other thing. He's old. I feel like he might just want to stay at Indiana and just actually maybe just build Indiana into a solid program, maybe.
It's very possible. I think they're going to go with somebody much younger. Um,
Actually, is Kurt Signetti that old, or Kignetti, or however you say his name? Is he that old? I thought he was only like 60 something or
63.
late 60.
He's 63.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So
Hover Billy Paul, Lagway to Clemson, Napier to FSU. That would be absolutely hilarious.
If Florida hires Mike Norvell,
no.
Yeah, we're dreaming too much there. There's too many.
Okay,
there's too
okay.
much
You're
personnel.
memeing.
Yeah.
You're memeing too close to the sun right now.
Right.
It-
Yeah.
hey man, it would be if they was to hire Mike Norvell, I would actually be pretty happy.
Right. As much hell as I give Tank Conference, the ACC, it's a pretty competitive battle right now. Pittsburgh, Miami, Clemson, and SMU are all still in contention for that conference. And SMU's schedule is so easy from this point onwards because they play Duke on a Friday, I believe. Let me. No, it's a Saturday. Okay, yeah. So they play
What's
Duke on
Duke's
Saturday.
remaining schedule?
I have no idea.
Because I know they're 6-1.
They're not going to stay that way for long. Duke's not good.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason,
Well, that's what I
there's
thought.
A reason, there's a reason they're 6-1 and unranked. But yeah, they play SMU upcoming, and then SMU their remaining schedule. The Pitt game is going to be really what everybody's watching because SMU and Pitt play on November 2nd. So the Saturday after this one, and that's what I think is really interesting.
Who does Pitt play this week? God, I couldn't speak for a second.
Hold up, we got a troll to acknowledge in the chat. Remember, UT has no offense and will lose to 50 by Georgia. Enjoy being 2-18 versus Bama in the last 20 years. Enjoy being 0-1 against Tennessee's current coach in the last 1 year. One of the last one, dummy.
Also,
Okay.
Heupel has more wins against Alabama than Georgia has had the past 15 years, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Georgia fan saying this. It might be a Georgia fan, but I think this is a salty Bama fan. Nonetheless, people are talking about Virginia Tech. So Virginia Tech can win it too. Maybe they've only got Virginia Tech is. Do they have 2 losses or just the one?
They have Vandy,
Yeah,
and
I know
then
they
I
lost to
can't remember.
Vanderbilt.
Oh yeah, they only have one conference loss. They lost to Vandy and Rutgers, so they only have one conference loss.
Yeah.
They're 4-3. Dadgum. So yeah, no.
So they could technically still win the conference. They only have one conference loss.
Yeah, which is the Miami.
Right, but I don't think they are. Because Georgia Tech, they could beat Georgia Tech upcoming, but they've got Syracuse on the road, Clemson at home, Duke on the road, and then Virginia. I really don't see them beating Clemson. If they beat Clemson, this is a whole different topic here, and that would be absolutely hilarious if a 3-loss Virginia Tech somehow wins the ACC. But
right now, of course, until further notice, I don't think I'm just sticking with Miami and Clemson being the ACC championship game. Unless, of course, Pitt might pull off the upset against Clemson or something like that.
I mean, don't count out SMU, man.
Or I mean, yeah, SMU's up there.
Oh, okay. So the troll in the comment section is he's not a Georgia or Alabama fan. Turns out that comment I said earlier about Miami fans being pissed at me was the truth. This guy's a Miami Canes fan. Did you guys know that Tennessee has 2 more wins against Alabama than Miami has ACC titles? Just throw that out there. Throw that out there for everybody.
I think he also, depending on how old of a Miami fan he is, he might be pissed we broke their like 30 game home win streak or whatever it was in like the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Whenever
I'm not gonna
Miami
care
was
about
actually
that.
hard to play. Whenever Miami was actually hard to play at.
Your defense was... Man, Tennessee's defense would annihilate Cam Ward. Come on now. My point is
They could barely hold Virginia Tech. Be for real, right now.
And Louisville, whoever they played between those 2 teams. They've been on riding the struggle bus for the past 3 weeks. So, just throwing that out there. All right. Anyway, it was Cal. They beat Cal by a point. So yeah. If you have to struggle that hard against Cal, good lord. Lord forbid if y'all somehow find a way to lose to Florida State on Saturday, you and every other Miami fan on planet Earth might jump off a cliff. All right. Anyway, with all that being said, I think it's time we move on to the next week. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, have you seen the Florida State fans have been trying to break the curse?
What, by eating dog poop?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, not to alarm anybody, but there is a current undefeated team losing or tied at halftime with a winless team. Liberty and Kennesaw State are tied at 14.
Liberty and who?
Kennesaw State.
Oh my God, Kennesaw State beating Liberty would be the funniest.
Come on, Kennesaw State, upset of the century.
That would be pretty funny. Cato and Salt
I
are
don't
not
think
doing too good at all. Okay, anyway.
I don't think.
Yeah. Let's see.
That would be like the Group of 5 equivalent of that Iowa State team beating that Oklahoma State team in like 2011.
Or the equivalent of Vandy beating Alabama almost.
But Vandy's actually a good team this year.
I mean, yeah.
We'll see. We'll talk about them in a whole lot more. They play Texas, of course. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Congrats to Vanderbilt. They're finally ranked.
Yeah. Good for them. All right, then. Let's waste no more time and roll into some of these games. So, we'll go ahead and share screen for you guys. Okay, then. Well, I feel like we should start out with the Thursday night game. Syracuse, who's 5-1, going on the road to play undefeated Pittsburgh. You guys see Pittsburgh taking a loss here, or do you think they hold on to go 7-0?
I guess I'll take Pitt. I mean, I guess because I would imagine Pitt's the better team. I mean, they're undefeated. I know it's at home, but I'm pretty sure Pitt doesn't really have that good of a home environment unless they play against West Virginia, of course. Then it's like the greatest home environment to ever exist.
I think I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh. I don't know. I just have a feeling they're gonna win. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Syracuse won. Sorry to interrupt. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if Syracuse won because Kyle McCord's actually played really good this year.
Now, Kyle McCord, I think, is the better quarterback in this matchup. This is a really hard game to pick. Look, I think Pittsburgh is a pretty good team, and they've played like a good team, but I like Syracuse in this one. I think they go on the road and upset Pitt. So give me the Fighting Oranges to knock off Pittsburgh and keep them from being undefeated. We'll see how that goes. All right, I'm not going to cover all of these, but I'll cover the important ones. So sorry to Louisville and Boston College and Rutgers and USC. Boise State and UNLV, though. That's an interesting one right there. A lot of people have been waiting for this one because both these teams only have one loss to Power 5 teams. So this is going to be a really interesting one. Who y'all got in this game?
Yeah, this one's hard to call. I mean, it's at UNLV, but I think I'm gonna take Boise State. Ashton Genty's been playing really good.
Yeah, same thing. I feel like if Boise State didn't have Ashton Genty, then I'd probably pick UNLV. But
Yeah,
I
UNLV's
just
defense
think,
got gashed by Syracuse, so I'm going to stick with Boise State and say they go on the road and beat UNLV. All right, next up, Nebraska 5-2 going on the road to face off at Columbus against Ohio State. I feel like we're all in consensus here about Ohio State.
Yeah. Ohio State. Nebraska can't even beat a ranked team. So.
what about that Rutgers USC matchup? That's such a weird matchup.
Yeah, I said I'm not talking about that one.
Yeah, we don't want to talk trash on here.
I'm sorry, but I just it feels so weird seeing that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
until Riley Fields' a defense, I feel the need not to talk about USC. All right, next up, this is a really, really interesting one right here. Notre Dame, of course, who's 6-1, going on the road to face off against undefeated, now ranked Navy. Is there any chance that the military academy pulls this one out over Notre Dame?
I mean, maybe, but
Wait, does that say at Navy?
Yes.
Yeah, it's at Navy.
What?
You know what? Give me the midshipman.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Give me the midshipman. I think they're gonna storm the field and party in Annapolis.
Believe me, my heart says it wants me to pick Navy, but my head is telling me Notre Dame, so I'm picking Notre Dame, but Navy, I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Navy too, but I don't really see them doing it. I think they've gotten by a bunch of bad competition. I think Notre Dame goes on the road and wins. Could be closer, though. Navy could cover that spread, that 13-point spread. We'll see, though. We'll see in due time.
Actually, if it was at home, I actually would probably feel more better. If it was a Notre Dame home game, I think I might feel better, picking Navy, but I'm still going to roll with Navy just because I hate Notre Dame.
Gotcha. All right, then. Washington and Indiana. Washington going on the road to face off. College game day is going to Indiana. So I feel like it's a fair consensus pick to just go ahead and pick the Hoosiers here.
Yeah, I'm picking Indiana. Also, I want to say you can call this the Kalen DeBoer Bowl because he was the offensive coordinator at Indiana and was the head coach at Washington.
Yeah. Right. By the way, unrelated, but for anybody in the comment section who would like to see me do push-ups as we end the stream, feel free to leave a super chat as we finish the rest of these games up. I did like 50-something push-ups on the live stream where we covered Tennessee, Alabama. So, and it was torture. So if you want to watch that, be my guest. Anyway, next up, Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Ole Miss a 20-point favorite. They are starting Jackson Arnold in this game against Ole Miss. Any chance they pull it out?
No, Oklahoma is terrible.
Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, unless Oklahoma magically finds an offense and pulls off like a 2022 South Carolina, and they magically find an offense the last couple games of the season, I don't see it. Yeah. Which I don't really see. So, yeah, give me Ole Miss.
I'm taking Jackson Dart every day over Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
All right, then. Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech a 10.5-point favorite. This is a hard one for me to pick, but Haynes King and Georgia Tech have looked more impressive to me than Virginia Tech, and so I'd like them to go. I like them to go on the road and knock off Virginia Tech. If they could get out of their own way for once and stop getting a bunch of turnovers put on them, I think Georgia Tech could very well win this game. So I'm going to pick them to do it and go on the road.
Wait, is Haynes King back from his injury?
I think so. I can't confirm that to be the case, but
yeah. Can you look that up and tell me? Because it depends on if Haynes King is going to be back.
Yeah, if Haynes King ain't playing, then I'm picking Virginia Tech.
That's fair. I can't say I blame you for that. We don't know yet. It's still in the air.
No.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say if
It's a
Haynes
day-to-day
King is playing,
situation.
then I'm gonna take Virginia Tech. I'm gonna take Georgia Tech. But if Haynes King don't play, then Virginia Tech. I'm just gonna put that there. It depends.
You know what? I'm gonna say it don't matter if Haynes King does or doesn't play. I think Virginia Tech wins either way.
Right. Michael Doty makes a good point. Washington versus Indiana is the Michael Penix Bowl.
Yeah, yeah, that's another one too. I forgot about that. You can
Yeah.
call it the Michael Penix Bowl too.
Right. All right. Arkansas and Mississippi State. Mississippi State, not good at all. They're terrible. Arkansas, at least a respectable team. I see Taylor Green running all over this team. Give me the Razorbacks.
Yeah, Arkansas. I will say
Yeah.
though, Mississippi State, they are kind of getting better.
Yeah, they're getting better week by week. They just don't really have enough talent. I think Michael Van Buren's actually a pretty good quarterback for being a freshman.
They have a pulse now,
Um,
but for how long?
I mean, like I said, I still think they lose, but I think they keep it close like they have the past couple weeks. I just don't think they just don't have enough talent yet to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people will be like, well, Jeff Levy, he just keeps on losing. Well, here's the thing. It ain't like he was left with much.
Right.
Yeah, he was handed a dumpster fire.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe the Cowbells can pull it out. We're not going to cover this one, but we'll be watching it closely for the sake of our bet. Your guys' bet, because I'm out of it now, because UTEP's 1-7, so yeah, they're done. But Central Michigan and Rice are still fighting for it. Whichever team comes out on top with the best record at the end of the season will get a $60 payout between the three of us. So, Lucas, Julio, good luck the rest of the way. All right, next up on CBS, Illinois going on the road in Autzen Stadium to play the #1 ranked Oregon Ducks. A big old O to represent how many national titles they got. All right, sorry, that was a low blow. Anyway, Oregon a 21.5-point favorite against Illinois. I could see Illinois covering that spread, but I just don't think they have the talent or the personnel to beat Dan Lanning in his home stadium. So give me Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon, but I will say Illinois, I think, covers the spread though.
Yeah. Same thing. I think Illinois covers. Oregon wins.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up on ESPN, BYU undefeated against UCF. And the thing that throws me off the most about this matchup is the spread. How in the world is UCF a 2-point favorite in this game against undefeated BYU? That makes absolutely no sense in the world. So give me BYU to cover that and win the game.
Yeah, ain't UCF like on a 4-game losing streak?
It's more like 3, I think, but still, they're not in a good situation. Shout out to the Barstool account though; they follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, I think BYU's gonna win it. I mean, it also wouldn't surprise me for UCF to win it because you know how Gus Malzahn is.
Gus Malzahn.
He's such an enigma.
Yeah, I can agree with
the
that.
inner machinations of his mind are an enigma.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
All right, Missouri and Alabama, both teams ranked, and this is a big-time SEC matchup. This is a big-time SEC matchup that has a lot of implications behind it. I think whichever team loses this one is out of the playoffs. Even though Missouri would only have 2 losses if they lost, their schedule is just too weak to the point that I think it'll matter too much. Anyway, Mizzou 6-1, Alabama 5-2, Bama 16.5-point favorite. Very tough one to call, but with being at Tuscaloosa in home field, I think Jalen Milroe gets right back on track against this Missouri defense, and I think they pull it out. Give me Alabama.
Yeah, I'm going with Alabama as well. I think too much talent on that team, and I think they're going to be a little bit mad after that loss. And also, I don't remember the last time I've seen Alabama lose 2 games in a row. So I'm taking Alabama.
Well, they didn't lose 2 games in a row.
Yeah, well...
I meant like I've never.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm also gonna say this. The other thing is Kalen DeBoer. His teams play really good at home, but away they are complete trash.
Wasn't the South Carolina game at home though?
Yeah, but I mean,
But that
like I
don't
said,
matter.
it was kind of a hangover, but for the most part, they played pretty good at home.
All
But
right.
also, here's the other thing: South Carolina has a really good defensive line, and I mean, Missouri has a good offense, but they don't have the defense that they had, last year. They don't have Blake Baker uh, calling their plays and stuff.
They also don't have Cody Schrader running through people.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I'm taking
But Bama
Alabama,
has
of
Ryan
course.
Williams. He's 17. All
Yes.
right. Anyways, scrolling past some of these, all the ones that like neither team is ranked, I'm not going to cover. But here we go. Texas and Vanderbilt, huge matchup here. Texas going on the road into Nashville to face off against Vanderbilt, who is now ranked. Texas, an 18.5-point favorite. This is a really, really tough one to call. Texas, of course, trying to come off of that hangover against Georgia the past week. Do we see Texas going on a 2-game skid against Vandy of all teams? This is a really tough one for me to call. I'm sorry to all the Vanderbilt faithful. I love y'all, but I gotta doubt you here. Give me Texas to go on the road and knock off Vandy and Nashville.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas as well. I think they're gonna have a bounce back win. Uh, I'm rooting for y'all, Vandy. Believe me, I'm definitely rooting for y'all, but
Yeah.
I gotta go with Texas. Even though they lost to Georgia, I still think Texas is like one of the top teams in the country.
All right, give me Texas.
Okay, yeah. I was
I'm
expecting you to.
sorry. I'm
I was
sorry.
100% expecting you to be like, well, I was riding with Texas, but this is a home game for Vandy, so give me the Commodores.
No, no, I couldn't do that. Usually I ride with the home team, but it's like,
Well, here you get to ride with the home team. Here, Miami, Florida State. Yeah, Miami.
yeah, Miami.
Yeah, good.
Florida State.
Right. You're real funny. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
Penn State going on the road. They're undefeated too, by the way. 6-0, going on the road to play against the Fighting Luke Fickles and the Wisconsin Badgers, who are 5-2. They're better than last year, of course, but do they stand any chance against Penn State? That's a really tough. This is a really tough one to call.
I mean, the spread looks like they stand a chance.
Yeah,
So
6.5. That's less than a touchdown. This will be a very close game, but I'm gonna stick with Drew Howler and the Penn State Nittany Lions to get the win.
yeah, I mean, it is going to be. Wisconsin has been looking better week after week, but I think I'm going to stick with Penn State.
Yeah, Julio.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Penn State too. Wisconsin has gotten better, but I think Penn State's still a better team.
That long pause made you think you were originally considering Wisconsin, but you knew I'd troll you if you said Wisconsin as the home field so they'd win.
No, I mean Wisconsin is a good home field, but I just think that he doesn't have enough talent there at the moment. His dairy rate offense isn't fully built.
Let's see. Michael Doty. I believe the last time Mama, I'm guessing he meant Miami, or Bama. Oh, Mama. They said Mama, but Bama. The last time Bama lost 2 in a row was 2013 when they lost the kick 6 and then lost in the Brad Nessler Sugar Bowl game versus OU. Okay, what's going on, Amada? All right, next up, this is a big-time matchup here. LSU, number 8 in the nation, against Texas A&M, number 14. The big thing that makes this so interesting is that these are the only 2 teams left in the SEC that have undefeated conference records. So this is a big, very, very important matchup right here. So who y'all got? Because I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I like both of these teams. They've got 2 pretty good offenses. Got Garrett Nussmeier versus who am I? What?
Connor
Wegman.
Wegman.
Yeah, forgot his name for a minute. But yeah, I know this is going to be a big time offensive matchup. I don't think it'll be anywhere near the shootout that was 2018's game with 72-74. But I think this would be a very fun game to watch in the 7:30 slate. But with all that being said, LSU's personnel, the people that they've got, I've got no idea if Kyron Lacey's coming back, but I'm pretty sure, because I think he came back halfway through. Yeah, he came back halfway through the last game. So I'm convinced he'll be back for this one. I think LSU is the more talented team here, and they should win this game. You just can't really figure out BK and what Burger King has got going. But I'm going to ride with them and say LSU goes on the road into College Station and knocks off Texas A&M.
This is definitely a tough one to call. I know the last time LSU went into College Station, they lost. But LSU does have the more talented team, and I think I'm also going to take LSU, but I can see this game going either way.
Well, I'm taking LSU also, mostly because Texas A&M, whenever they've had a person that can actually throw the ball with like against them, they've had trouble, and they've kind of been bailed out by people not hitting the deep ball, and Garrett Nussmeier actually hits the deep ball pretty good. So
Right.
I'm gonna take Nussmeier and LSU.
All right. Get out of here. Okay.
That's just how I see it.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't
Now
talking
maybe
to
I'm
you,
wrong,
but-
and the home field advantage makes a difference, but this one, I don't know. I just think LSU's a better team, and plus I trust Brian Kelly a little bit more than Mike Elko.
That I don't agree with that one. I would trust my if this was a coaching battle, I would trust Mike Elko over Brian Kelly. But it's
I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, I know Mike Elko's like has some experience, and I know Brian Kelly's kind of known for like choking some games, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. I just get a bad feeling for Texas A&M out of this for some reason.
fair enough. Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, we are almost out of time, so we got to make the rest of these pretty quick. Michigan State, Michigan. It's a big time rivalry. Both teams are in the exact same record. Do you guys see the Spartans going on the road to beat Michigan? Because I love my Michigan fans on here. There are a lot of great Michigan fans who watch this channel. One of them I'm really, really good friends with. But oh boy, he's gonna hate me for this one. I'm taking the Spartans to knock off Michigan on the road. This is going to be a big time matchup, and I think Michigan will give them a bit of trouble. But I just think their quarterback situation is just way worse off than what Michigan State's got. I think Aiden Childs goes into Ann Arbor and beats the Wolverines.
I'm still gonna roll with Michigan. I know Jack Tuttle's not the best, but
I guess give me Michigan since they're favored. I don't know.
Hold on a second. I just noticed this. Okay, so over here at the top of the search bar says virgin. Who did that? Well, obviously it was me, but what was that? Oh, that's right. I was looking up Virginia. Okay, that's out of context. That was really, really weird. Anyway, there's your SEC tank ball right there. Auburn, Kentucky. Holy crap, both of these teams are terrible.
Yeah, I'm taking Kentucky in that one. It's at home, and honestly, I think Kentucky stinks less than Auburn.
yeah, same thing. Kentucky.
Oh boy. I'm taking Auburn.
Oh,
As bad as Auburn's been, I think Kentucky has played just as bad, and Kentucky's played worse at home than they do on the road. And Auburn is, they're bad. They're not very good. They obviously don't have a lot of offense to speak of, but neither does Kentucky. This might be an unwatchable game. I'm going to give the edge to Auburn, though, and say they go on the road into Quokka Field and beat Kentucky. And while we're at it, let me play this real quick.
Pick up your shovel and get back to the coal mines, baby. Go.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, Auburn, Kentucky is basically the basketball season needs to get here sooner game.
Yeah, I agree. Baseball season, too. Good Lord, both those teams are pretty bad. All right, SMU and Duke on the ACC network. Both these teams 6-1. Duke, trying to still fight for ACC contention, and SMU undefeated in the conference. I just don't really think Duke's all that good of a team. I think their record is impressive, all things considered. I don't think people expected Manny Diaz to have this good of a season. for the first 7 games. But SMU has just looked far more impressive to me this season than Duke has. I'm riding with them to go on the road and knock off Duke.
Same SMU.
Julio?
Oh, sorry. My mic was muted. Sorry, I'm riding with the SMU.
All right, gotcha. All right, next up, Cincinnati and Colorado. Both these teams 5-2 and 3-1 in the conference. Colorado is surprisingly good, and they're 5.5-point favorites in this game. It's a tough one for me to call. I do like Cincinnati, and I think they've played pretty good, but Colorado's offense has looked really impressive to me this season. I think the Buffaloes get the job done, and they get to bowl eligibility at 6-2 after this week. Who do I got?
Same thing. Colorado.
I know. Basically the whole season I picked against Colorado.
Yep. You gonna do it here?
But I want to, but now I got to start facing the facts that Colorado might actually be good. So I'm going to pick Colorado.
Now, like Squid said in the college football chaos, I think Colorado's good, but they're not.
Yeah,
if
not winning
Deion can, yeah.
Now the rest of the schedule is really easy, so they could potentially win out and go 10-2. Oh my gosh, imagine that, a 10-2.
Oh god, if they freaking make the playoffs. Oh my god.
I don't know. They're still in contention for the Big 12 too. Don't forget that. We'll see. If Iowa State or BYU drop a game, oh boy, it's not a possibility. That's all I'm saying. We'll see. We'll find out in due time. Did you guys know there was a game going on at midnight? Good grief.
Yeah, it's Hawaii. Yeah. Hawaii always has those night games.
That ain't a night game. That's a past morning game.
Yeah, that's a Sunday game. Yeah. Well, for people in Eastern time zone.
Right.
And basically Central time zone as well.
Like I says, 11:59. They had to be cool and couldn't put 12 o'clock a.m.
Wait, damn! Oh, damn! Washington State still only has 1 loss.
Yeah,
that's kind of.
They could win a lot of games too. We'll see.
Yeah, they could possibly win the Pac-2.
Yeah, the Pac-2. Did you guys hear that they're going to be playing each other 2 times next year?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to be playing each other twice. Once at the start of November and once at the end of November. It's a home-and-home type of ordeal.
Oh, damn. That's kind of weird.
That is really weird.
I didn't know this, but did you know Dylan Sampson has as many rushing touchdowns as Ashton Genty?
Ain't that a something? Yeah. Ain't that a something? Yeah, don't tell anybody else that, because then they'll get butthurt and make a bunch of posts.
Yeah, don't tell Aunt Lou that.
I was gonna say he needs 2 rushing touchdowns to break the record. I think it's either to break the record or tie the record. I think it's to tie the record. That was set back in 1928. That tells you how long it's been.
Now, I'll ask you guys this. There is a stat that will never ever be undone that Tennessee has, and it's from a season from very long time ago. Julio, you know what it is?
Are you talking about the unscored on season in 1941?
Unscored on, unbeaten.
Yeah.
That team.
Well, yeah, we're the last team to do it.
Yeah, and we probably will be. I think.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else doing that. We'll see though.
So we went undefeated that season and nobody scored on us.
Yeah, no one scored a touchdown or a field goal.
Right. Shoot, for all we know, if Heupel's defense gets a little bit better next year and Tim Banks sticks around, maybe we'll do it again. Boy. Yeah, there's. Whew.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, who's going to hire Tim Banks? Because I'm expecting someone to try to hire him. I'm just trying to think who.
Southern Miss fired their coach, so it could be them. East Carolina
know.
fired their coach.
Oh god, I know. Middle Tennessee State offered Tim Banks the job like a year ago or something like
Could be
that,
them.
and he said,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I think they have Derek Mason.
All right.
Hey, if he ever gets fired, at MTSU, we should hire him as our defensive coordinator.
Right.
I would gladly take him.
"Call me crazy. I wouldn't mind that. He's not a good coach, but he's a good defensive mind."
All right. Well,
Yeah.
before we call wraps on the show, let's take a minute to catch up on the comments. Let's see. Michigan State just beat an Iowa team better than Michigan. So yeah, that's why I picked Michigan State. I still have no idea how Kentucky beat Ole Miss. Neither does anybody else in the universe. Don't count SMU out. Nobody's counting them out. They are still in contention for the ACC. Army Navy playoff eliminator for Commanders and Chiefs trophy at the end of the year. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Imagine an 11-0 Army versus an 11-0 Navy.
Oh yeah, and if Navy wins that game, they're going to make the playoffs over Boise State. So that's.
But yeah, so we're gonna get Army Navy like twice in 2 weeks. That would
Well, I
be
mean, that's
insane.
if that would be more than likely. Yeah, we will, because we'll get the end of regular season, and then we'll get the the American Championship. As long as, which looking at the rest of their schedule outside of Notre Dame, those teams are probably going to be 11-1.
More than likely, it's very possible. It's going to make the playoff race very interesting this year. This is probably the most entertaining college football has been at the midpoint of the season, as long as we've been watching it. It's absolutely crazy. Because there's still so many teams fighting for contention in those spots. I mean, it's going to be an insane 6-7 weeks of college football upcoming, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if Liberty is still winning.
No, Kennesaw State's up. They're at 21-14.
Oh god. Oh, I might actually have to turn that game on.
It's 4th down, so Liberty is going to give it back to Kennesaw State. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that seals it. I'm turning that game on.
All right then. Well, while you're at it, we'll go ahead and put a wrap on this show. Hufferbilly Paul praying for Vandy to win. I agree.
Yeah, God, that'd be hilarious.
That would be.
I thought about picking them for the memes, but I couldn't.
Well, do you guys have any finalizing words to wrap up the show tonight?
Just go Vols. Hopefully, go Rice, and hopefully they win their game this week. But
right, they need it. They need it.
Yeah, we really need it.
Rice sucks.
Yeah, you're behind because Central Michigan's 3-4 and Rice is 2-5, so they gotta win.
Yeah, I know.
Now, both of you guys play on the road too, so good luck.
Yeah, we have to play. Wait, who do we have to play?
God, I wish I would have went with my second option.
Oh yeah, Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio is favored by 12. Jeez.
I actually was thinking about picking a service academy.
Yeah,
next year
we'll definitely choose some different teams, but
maybe we should all pick a service academy next year.
Maybe. Well,
dibs on not choosing Air Force.
Right, well,
I'm taking.
I don't even know if we're gonna do that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Hufferbilly Paul asked, "Who is the next fall quarterback?" Well,
I would imagine it's Merklinger.
yeah. If we're talking about the next guy to step in as starting, then yeah, it's gonna be Nika or gonna be Merklinger.
Well, yeah. Well, it would perfectly be Merklinger, but he easily could transfer. Like I said, I don't know his thought process, so I'm not gonna speak for him. But if it's not Merklinger, then it's gonna be George McIntyre or Faison Brandon.
Well, yeah, whoever
it's one of
winds
those
up
three.
being, we'll figure it out in due time. All right, then. Well, thank you guys again for everybody for watching. If you liked what you saw here, make sure to give the stream a like and sub up to Squidtard Sports if you haven't already. We're almost to 5K on this channel. And that's after my main channel, Squidtard, hit up to 8,000 actually yesterday. Yeah, yesterday Squidtard just hit 8,000 subscribers. So these channels have blown up for me recently. I feel like a micro celebrity now. And that makes me feel like something. I feel special. All right, but I'm still just I'm still just a clown with a YouTube channel. That's all I am at the end of the day. But nonetheless, you took the time out of your day to jump on here and watch us, so I appreciate that. Obviously, very special thank you to my co-host here for being being with me for today's show and showing up on time. So, all right then. With that being said, we're gonna wrap up things here. As always, appreciate everybody for watching. We'll see y'all next week when the VOLS play against the coal miners. And as always, power to Tardaria, but more importantly, for the sake of this channel, go VOLS, baby! Let's beat the bye week.